Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to the session of Wellness, Wonder, and Learning. Today, I'm going to tell you about self-acceptance. What is self-acceptance and why it is very difficult to achieve self-acceptance? Now, my dear friend, it is very difficult, especially if life experiences taught you to alienate yourself. Do you accept yourself as you are? This is most important question. Those who do are more likely to experience good mental health than those who do not. Self acceptance is about accepting that you are who you are. Flaws, what are your flaws and all? Accepting your full self might seem simple enough, but it is easier said than done. In fact, self acceptance can be difficult for many of us. Self acceptance is not the same as self esteem or self confidence. Why? Your self esteem might rise and fall based on your ways through which you pass. Self acceptance remains consistent no matter how your views about yourself are. The good news is that self acceptance can be learned. Learning to accept yourself can improve your mental health and well being and help you cope with the life's and ups and downs. Now, here we will see why is self acceptance so hard to achieve. Accepting yourself, accepting how you are, is easier than said done. We often perceive messages from the world, the media, the family members, teachers, religious teachings, and so on that imply our inferiority. This can make it hard to accept ourselves. For instance, your upbringing might make a difference. A 2016 study based on 236 young adults in Turkey found that participants were more likely to experience self acceptance if they remembered that their parents accepting them in their childhood. Discrimination can make a difference. It is hard to accept yourself when the world tells you you are inferior. A review published in 2020 found that LGBTQ plus individuals had lower self acceptance level compared to the heterosexual participants. This could be because they were more likely to experience discrimination. Now, here I am going to tell you about self acceptance can be particularly hard when if your parents or caregivers did not make you feel accepted. This happens when you are in your childhood. You have experienced trauma that affects the way you see yourself. You feel guilty about past events. You have been taught to see yourself as inferior because of your race, gender, orientation, or another aspect of your inferiority. However, it is not impossible to practice self acceptance if just because you have experienced trauma, neglect, or discrimination. It may take time, but practicing self acceptance can help you in long run. Now, question arises, what is the connection between self acceptance and depression? Self acceptance is linked to mental health. Research from 2019 suggests that people with negative self image and low self esteem may be more likely to experience symptoms of depression. A 2019 study noted that unconditional self acceptance is a better predictor of mental well being than self esteem. Self esteem is about how you perceive yourself, whether you feel you are worthy and good, for example. But self acceptance is about accepting yourself, regardless of whether you feel worthy or not. Now, why is it so hard to accept yourself when you have depression? It might be because depression can affect the way you view yourself. Feeling of worthlessness and low confidence are common symptoms of depression. These feelings can make it harder for you to feel positive about yourself. However, it is possible to learn to accept yourself when you have depression. Self acceptance is about accepting your flaws even when your confidence is low and when you feel unproductive, unworthy, and unhappy. Now, why does self acceptance look like? Self acceptance is when you accept all aspects of yourself, positive and negative. This doesn't necessarily mean you are resistant to growth, but rather you accept yourself instead of fighting against the parts of your personality that you dislike. Now, signs of self acceptance can be seen like this. Even in difficult circumstances, you accept yourself. You acknowledge your flaws and weaknesses. You feel comfortable being your authentic self. You are able to take kind criticism about feeling attacked. You feel like you are on your own side. Self acceptance is not about what are these? This is very important. I recognize that is believing you are perfect or flawless. This is not self acceptance. Avoiding growth and self improvement, feeling 100% confident all the time, always believing you are right. This is not self acceptance. Lack of self acceptance can look like how it looks. See, experiencing self loathing or self hate, especially in difficult circumstances, taking dramatic attempts to avoid harm, honest introspections, feeling ashamed of your flaws and weaknesses, denying or ignoring your flaws because these flaws make you uncomfortable. You are not comfortable with your own flaws. Getting defensive whenever someone confronts or criticizes you. Now, here very important thing is that how you love yourself. So, what is self love? Self love is about being compassionate and kind towards yourself. It is about prioritizing your needs not in a selfish way but in a way that acknowledges your humanity. Positive psychology often focuses on nurturing self acceptance and self love. Most approaches to psychology focus on addressing dysfunctional behavior so that people are able to function better. But positive psychology takes it a further step up. It focuses on helping people thrive. Positive psychology suggests that all of us, whether we have a mental health condition or not, can benefit from learning to love ourselves, work on self improvement, and practice healthy habits. There is a strong focus on promoting happiness, gratitude, and stress management skills. So, positive psychology methods to self love can be recognized by trying mindfulness and guided meditations, engaging in creative hobbies, practicing gratitude, journaling freestyle, or using prompts, cultivating healthy relationships with others, identifying harmful patterns and addressing them, nurturing healthy habits. These are very essential. Let us recap. Self acceptance doesn't come naturally to all of us. If you have been exposed to messages that you are unworthy or inferior, you might find it harder to accept every aspect of yourself. However, it is possible to nurture your self acceptance and learn to meet yourself with compassion and care. This is very important. Positive psychology and therapy can help you learn to accept all of your parts. That is the good, the bad, and the ugly. So that you can have a better relationship with yourself. And this is very important that what is your relationship with yourself. When you have better relationship with yourself, when you love with all your goods, bads, and ugly, then it is fully acceptance that you have accepted yourselves And you see that gradually you are improving, your mental well-being is improving, and you are in a situation to achieve something. Thank you.